What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Carrie here, bringing you a World of Tanks video. T32 in the house, tier 8, American medium. Gonna try something new. Let me know if you guys like. T32, all you need to know is a very kick-ass turret, very weak hull. As long as you keep that the hull hidden and all that is exposed is the turret, you'll be good to go. And also very good gun depression on this thing. So first mistake, I come face to face with a French autoloader, and what do? I push forward, pig-headed, stubborn. I want to get a shot into him. I manage my pen. There we go, yup-de-doo. And he's got 5 or 6 shells waiting for me in return. Although he only manages to pen twice, and the rest, you know, my tracks eat them, and the rest bounce. But even so, you know, I've already lost 1/3 of my health, and that will affect the rest of the game. Of course it will affect the rest of the game. So moving in, what do we see? We see Carnarvon first and foremost. Strong armor, that's the first thing I think of, you know, strong turret armor. And Tiger 2, I believe that is to his right. Yep. And there's a TD behind them, I believe, and I believe that's a French TD. French TDs, you know, no armor whatsoever. So Carnarvon, can't pen him, but most definitely, you know, in his lower plate. So move in, all I expose is my turret. They're just gonna bounce. They're gonna bounce, and Mr. TD there. Everybody's bouncing off my turret. We're good to go. That's all I need to expose. Nothing else, nothing more. Would have been nicer to roll up here with 1500 and not have lost any hit points, but it was not to be. I was foolish to begin with. So as you saw there, you know, Tiger as well joins the party, about to take out the French TD, and Mr. Tiger shoots one into my weak spot on my turret. As you can see, the commander's port. Yeah, so he's automatically, I straight away respected him. He doesn't manage a second shot. It does damage to my commander's port again, I believe, and but no actual damage. Tiger, no, that's gonna bounce off the Tiger. So a little bit of a pickle, little bit of a predicament here. You know, you can see I'm being supported by a medium, and the heavy is a KV2, and he's being chewed up by the enemy up ahead there to my right, and that's why the Tiger was facing that way. You know, they're just taking him apart, and there he goes. You know, he finally lost all his health. And Tiger, no, that's not going to work. Bounce off his mantle, and everybody calms the hell down. The game kind of settles down. The enemies have realized, you know, they're not going to pen me. Nobody has penned me pretty much, apart from that Tiger 2, who knows where to pen me. So and I fully realized that, and I understood that, and I respected that. And not only that, you know, he disappeared. You know, I can get that. Yeah, absolutely. He disappeared. You can see, I'm wondering, where the hell is he? You know, it's a big massive tank. Where the heck is he? And there he is. You know, he's fiddling around, and you know, again he penned me. Son of a bitch, penned me. But you know, I can do that in return. I don't need his turret. I can pen him down below. Most probs, if that was an E75, I would not have penned right there. That would have been a bounce easy. In this tank, forget about it. But a Tiger 2, yeah, you know. Yeah, you can, and you noticed that I was using premiums. This tank has really piss poor penetration, 198. I think it's the lowest out of all the tier 8s. If not all the tier 8s, then at least the heavies. And Mr. Tiger 2 does take me out. Much respect to him. He did send me a message after the game. GG. And GG back to you, buddy. So anyhow, we managed to go on and secure a victory in the game. GG indeed. And let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of commentary. A bit plain, a bit unplugged, a bit, you know, And our second game we're on, what is this? This is highway. Pardon me. And as you can see, we are top tier, but we're kind of ranked bottom tier amongst all the tier rates. So whatever the heck that means, I don't know. Is that rate of fire? Is that this? Is that that? I'm not sure. But and we're on highway heading to my left. And generally, what I try to do here is kind of hide amongst the trees and the bushes and get shots in on target as they're trying to attack us from this on this flank over here. So initially I pull up here on this hill to give me some height and look down upon the valley and possibly maybe get some shots on target. But of course, you know, I need to spot them, or they need to spot them for me. And who do I have to spot for me? Absolutely nobody, absolutely nothing, because pretty much, you know, this is it, me and this heavy over here, and me and this T32. And looks like there's a couple of heavies and a TD that have yet to spawn into the game. Possibly, maybe, I don't think so. I don't think nobody would camp that deep. But anyhow, the T32 decides, F it, I'm gonna get out of here. Nobody's supporting me, so I'm left all alone. I'm left all by myself, and everybody's pushing forward. Everybody's pushing forward. Everybody's pushing forward into town, even the TDs. For the life of me, I cannot figure out what the hell can a TD do in town. And here come the bad guys. What do you expect? Here come the bad guys. And the Tiger 2 is angled. Yeah, I can get that. And I'm lit up. I'm sixth sensed. And what am I supposed to do here? And I mean, I just decided, okay, it wasn't necessarily sacrificing for my team, but I'm going to hold them off as much as possible, because they don't know how many bad guys are here, you know, how many of my compadres are here. So I'm going to hold them off as much as possible, and at the same time I'm going to keep them lit up as much as possible. And if I keep them lit up as much as possible, maybe my teammates will eventually come and help. And you can see Mr. Glory Hunter there. He does get cheesed off with me because he doesn't fully realize, you know, my intentions. And my intentions were to keep the bad guys lit up. So two heavies have joined me in the fight. They're, you know, they're behind me and they're supporting me, and they're telling me to fall back, you know, even through the signals, or, you know, Mr. Glory Hunter there, and you know, telling me verbally. But they kind of misunderstood what I was trying to do here. I was trying to give my team situational awareness, A, to the gentlemen that were behind me, and B, to my whole team in general. If I keep them lit up for as long as possible, you know, it's going to give my team situational awareness. And it's for some teammates, that's not going to be interpreted as situational awareness. They're just going to see a whole bunch of red dots and think, oh, let's go over there. Either or, you know, it gets the job done. It gets some teammates over here to help. So it's all the same to me, pretty much. And now I can do my job. You know, now I can do my job. Now I can do my job. Now I can be a hidden sniper and snipe away. But what can you do? You know, I have zero gun depression. I'm not gonna get shots on target. But like, you know, luckily, first of all, you know, there's no arty, so that's one positive at least. And no way, not even with premiums, no way. This gentleman, yeah, I can get that. You know, oh, and I manage a bounce. Possibly, maybe, you know, he was like on an upward angle, so to speak. So that's why his kind of that shadow was kind of misleading the outline of his tank. And just what have you? I mean, the enemies here, they could have pushed through and overwhelmed us with numbers if they had the balls, I guess. Not sure, possibly, maybe, because I was just sitting here. I was so surprised that they weren't pushing. They were just so apprehensive and scared and this and that. And I see a lot of firepower, you know, tigers and lows, or lover, And you know, the IS, and yeah, there's a lot of freaking firepower over there. And what's over here? Hardly anything. There's just me and a heavy, really. And it worked to our advantage. But most definitely, you know, in the initial stages of the game, what I did kind of helped us out tremendously, in my personal opinion. You know, keeping the bad guys lit up. And I think it was 50-50 kind of thing. A, the bad guys didn't have that much balls. That kind of, you know, worked in our favour. And B, you know, what I did helped us out tremendously. Because truth be told, in any other game, these guys would have pushed through and, you know, obliterated us. I mean, it's World of Tanks. I mean, get some cojones. So, yeah, it's as if they were desperate or something. I'm not sure. They kind of, looks like one or two of the tanks kind of push into the ravine to my right. For what reason, I haven't got a clue. The heavy to my right pushes over the ridge here on my left and exposes himself completely. I haven't got a clue. And he's very vocal about how it's everybody else's fault. he wasn't, you know, I don't name and shame, but you know, hopefully, you know, people watch gameplay and learn from their mistakes, or if they don't, at least, you know, well, I should say to themselves, I should have done that, I should have done this, you know. I do personally. So you can see me scooting back and forth, but at the same time, you know, my tank is facing the opposite direction. I'm just wondering what these guys in the ravine are doing. And we're leading, but we're only leading by 2. And I realize, okay, as long as these guys in the ravine don't get shots on me, you know, we've got this in the bag. Due to the fact that, again, I can light up these bad guys that are in front of me. And there's quite a few up here. If I keep them lit up, the guys in town, my compadres, will start sniping away. Either they're going to start sniping away at them, or they're going to come over, you know, to join the slaughter, so to speak. Try to track this lover. Try to track, but my reload speed is just, you know, my reload speed beats him 100%. And we are good to go. We've lost 50% of our hit points, and I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to push up here, light up the bad guys. There we go. Light them up. Keep them lit up. For my compadres, keep them lit up. And just scoot back and forth. I'm not interested in taking pot shots at them. You know, as soon as they disappear, I kind of push back up. I want them, keep them lit up. You know, I want my compadres to get shots on target, you know. There you go, you know, it's all good. I'm not interested in, you know, attacking this IS. I just want to keep them lit up, you know. And there we go, and I see my opportunity. I'm like, what the hell, just go for a ram. Even though, you know, my tank is what it is and his tank is what it is. And I get the final kill. Good to go. So very, very good game there. Very decent game. Kind of sacrificing for my team, sacrificing shots for my team, adapting my tank to the situation, pretending I'm a scout, so to speak, and giving my compadres situational awareness, and, you know, making the most of a situation, about a very, very bad situation, and, you know, get a nice bit of spotting damage. Nothing too fantastic with actual damage inflicted, but I was very happy with this game. I really kind of helped the team secure the victory. Take it easy. Adios, muchachos.